I remember one thing which I put here. I made a table. I've told the story a number of times. The first time I put it in the table. I'll tell you the story first, then you'll make sense. I was in Gangotri a few years back. After taking sannyasa, I thought, Ramakrishna Mission monks, we have got schools and colleges and ashrams and hospitals. So day and night we are working. We do a lot of work. Most of the people think, the monks, you have it easy. Maharaj, aram se rehte hain aap. We do a lot of work, plenty of work. I remember when I first became a monk, a brahmachari, first thing they told me after 3 days after I joined in Deoghar, I was a newcomer, and then the senior monk told me, first I'll tell you in Bengali, অনেক অন্ন ধ্বংস হয়েছে এবার গিয়ে কিছু কাজ করো ওই হস্টেলটা আছে 40টা ছেলে আছে গিয়ে দেখো you have eaten free food for a long time 3 days now time to do some work here is a hostel with 40 boys you go and look after them. I thought if I had in samsara I had gotten married I would have got 1 or 2 children. Now 40 children I have to look after 40 children. And it started like that. So I thought, let me be, after taking sannyas, let me wander like a traditional monk, of the old days. I'll take bhiksha, I'll beg for food, sleep under a tree, whatever comes, kutia. So I went up to Gangotri, 10,000 feet. The higher you go, more spiritual you are. So, that's what they think. Stays higher, and bahut tapasvi mahatma hai. One person is to stay beyond Tapovan, Gangotri, Gomukh, Tapovan. That's 14,000, 15,000 feet. I asked him, what was it like? He said, personally, I'll tell you, it was hell. There's no chance of spiritual practice because just to survive it is difficult for some months at an end. Anyhow, I was in Gangotri. I used to live in a little kutia, wooden cabin. I don't know how many would like to stay there. It was very beautiful scenery, but no furniture, you have to sleep on the floor. The only thing you have got, razai, this blankets, 3 or 4 on the ground you put it and 3 or 4 on top of yourself, no bedding, nothing, no electricity, no table, chair, nothing. And there's only one small window. If you open it, it's like having 6 air conditioners blowing at you at once. So you have to close that. And if you close that, it is so dark inside. And I used to open my eyes and do this. I couldn't make out whether my eyes were open or closed. I couldn't see anything. And only sometimes you can see the static electricity sparks from the clothes. In winter, and the static electricity is there from woolen clothes. There, a monk, I met a sadhu who was living there for many years. One day he was sitting next to me near the Ganga. Those who have gone there must have seen it's very narrow but very fast, torrential, flows very fast. And that was autumn around this time, July, August. And he told me, they're telling me the difference between the mind of a Vishayi, worldly person, and a yogi. What is the difference? If you do this practice for a long period of time, what will be the difference? He says, he told me, I'll tell you in Hindi and then translate into English. Mahatma ji, idhar aaiye, dekhiye, ye Ganga ji ko dekh rahe hain. He says, you look at this Ganga now, in rainy season. What is there? There's a lot of water, fast flowing water. Very turbulent and dirty because a lot of landslides are there and soil gets deposited, it's brownish. So he says this water is, there's a lot of water and it flows very fast, it's very dangerous. If you put your foot in it, you'll be swept away, you'll simply be killed. There's no way of coming out of it anymore. And you cannot drink this water. You cannot give it to anybody to drink, you can't drink it yourself also. And then he told me, in winter, this same Ganga, this is because it's mostly frozen. There's snow up to here, ice, and there's very little water. And the water it flows slowly, and it's crystal clear. He said, if there's a bridge, there are 2 bridges in fact over that in Gangotri. He said, if you throw up, chawani phek denge, upar se you can see what denomination of the coin it is. So clear, like glass. He told me, देखो ये विषय का मन जैसा है ना ये गंगा जी. There's so much water and a Vishayi, worldly person's mind full of many thoughts, good and bad, many thoughts. Similar, just like so much water is flowing. Second, he says, it's so fast. Just as the Ganga is dangerous in this autumn rainy season, a Vishayi person's mind is dangerous. Anytime, anything it can happen. So many times we regret saying certain things, doing certain things. Why? Because our mind said it and it seemed like the right thing to do at that time, or we could not resist it and we did it. And it can be very dangerous. In IITs itself, once in a while we see in the papers, this boy or girl committed suicide. And I read a story, this very famous American novelist, William Styron. He's written a book, Journey into Darkness. He was a schizophrenic and sometimes suicidal. Because he's a novelist, he could write very well. Memoirs of Madness. William Styron, Memoirs of Madness. At one time he was going to commit suicide and he's written vividly. He said absolutely, it felt like I have to commit suicide now. There's no other way. And somehow he was saved. He was put under medication and all that. Later on, he said, I didn't understand why I was going to commit suicide at that time. There's no reason at all. This is the mind. So dangerous. It can sweep you into destruction, addiction, spoil relationships, spoil your career, everything. That same mind. And third point, he said, just like the Ganga is polluted now, lot of mud is there, our thoughts are also polluted. So many kinds of thoughts. This water, he said, इसको खुद नहीं पी सकते, किसी को पिला भी नहीं सकते, जो पानी अभी जा रहा है. And he said, our people's minds are like that. They don't get peace. And those around them also don't get peace from them. Opposite, he said, जाड़े में कभी आएंगे महात्मा जी तब गंगा जी को देखिएगा. When you come in winter, I'll show you Ganga then. He says, very little water. Very few thoughts are there in the mind of a yogi. Not that he's mindless. Very few thoughts. We have got lot of unconnected thoughts flowing through us continuously. Distorted. Habitual thoughts. Those are not there in the mind of a yogi. It is safe. Just like the Ganga, he says you can cross over. It's so little water is there, it's absolutely safe. You can walk across, he says. And his yogi's mind is very safe. It's not harmful to him or to anybody else. And third, he says पानी मीठा है, खुद पी सकते हैं, दूसरों को भी पिला सकते हैं. And he says the mind of a yogi is like that. It's always at peace, serene, and others who come into contact with that person also get that peace. I have seen some of the senior monks of the Ramakrishna order I have met, and outside also other sadhus, good sadhus. Just to be with them, you feel uplifted. You need not go and discuss something spiritual with them. You simply be with them, exchange a few words, you feel uplifted. Or simply sit near them. There's something in an atmosphere about them which is so much of serenity and calmness is there. It transforms your mind, at least for some time.